Oh no, JP, how does this happen? How am I gonna get out of it this time? Oh, no. To Grandma Loves Santa. Oh, hey, back for some more Hallmark reviews. Here we go. Hallmark Christmas films are back again and still growing in popularity. This year they're offering an impressive 40 new feature films that the Hallmark Channel started airing well before Halloween. Every year, in search of a new holiday classic, I force myself to watch 25 Christmas movies I have never seen before, alongside 25 Hallmark Christmas films I have never seen before. Will it be Hallmark that offers a new Christmas classic? Well, let's take a look at some of the Hallmark films I have watched so far. Spoiler alerts are in effect. Christmas Incorporated. If you like Hallmark tropes, this has them all. Christmas Incorporated is perfectly titled, as the film feels like it's been manufactured by a corporation of legal advisors, making sure that all the Hallmark Christmas tropes are met. If you are playing a Hallmark Christmas drinking game, this movie will do damage, as it shoehorns in almost all the Hallmark Christmas tropes. So let's take a look at all the Hallmark Christmas tropes that this movie hits. We start off with an attractive business lady. We meet a rich, handsome man. One of the two will be a fan of Christmas, while the other will despise celebrating Christmas.
You don't like it?
Like it? No, I hate it.
We get Christmas decorating. A small town that loves Christmas. A small town that loves Christmas, having Christmas traditions. More decorating. Shopping. Coffee. More coffee. A weird-looking old man that may or may not be the real Santa. A large factory that provides almost all the income for the small town may be shutting down their doors for good on Christmas Day. A pathetic Christmas item that gets invented by one of our protagonists that might just sell enough in the last week before Christmas and save the factory. More creepy Santa Claus. A generic Christmas event. Santa Claus is creeping. Ice skating. A moment for coffee.
I will have a triple vanilla espresso, dry, extra hot.
Secret Santa. More coffee. A scene that introduces a new character that has no merit on the rest of the film.
Emily is our youngest employee at 17. She comes here every day after school.
More coffee. Christmas baking. Children's hospital. Creepy Santa Claus.
Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. I'm looking forward to visiting each and every one of your homes on Christmas Eve.
More coffee. A Christmas event that even the director, actors, and film crew were confused by. Take a look at this Christmas caravan.
You stood here before.
There's only 2 people singing, while everyone else is cheering and waving. Why?
Yeah, my mother died.
Christmas tree decorating. Fake-looking snow. Children's hospital again. More coffee, even in the background. An end kiss before the credits. Christmas Incorporated is a paint-by-number script that is void of any emotion or charisma. It is the creation of a marketing monster that makes it easy to digest and simple to forget. Godwink. An event or personal experience often identified as coincidence, so astonishing that it is seen as a sign of divine intervention, especially when perceived as the answer to a prayer. For those of us unaccustomed in the art of spotting a Godwink, Hallmark has kindly inserted a Tinkerbell fairy dust sound effect, letting us know when God has just winked. Let's take a look at a few famous Godwinks from past Christmas movies.
What's that?
That's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, Black Bart, now you get yours.
Oh my God, I shot my eye out.
The amazing thing is, we're fugitives from the law. We're up to our elbows in cash, and there's nobody that even knows about it. He's back! He took our picture!
And best of all, I think there's something about Christmas that all of us sense deep inside that says something big happened. And because of it, everything is gonna be okay. And I love hot chocolate.
I guess God likes hot chocolate. Okay.
$50,000 volts, motherfucker. Have a nice day.
I'm not really sure how Christmassy that was. Okay, I think we get the idea. Let's get on to the film. A Godwink Christmas. Okay, the story is this. An appraiser named Paula Mayer just got engaged to a busy lawyer she is not quite certain about. Her Aunt Jane, played by Drunky Lee Gifford, asked Paula to come visit her in Nantucket. Through a chain of coincidences so astonishing that it seems like a sign of divine intervention, Paula hooks up with the love of her life, Jerry. So let's take a look at some of the Godwinks that help get these two lovebirds together. The first Godwink comes from Aunt Jane ditching Paula as she arrives at the airport, because Aunt Jane would prefer to go on a business trip.
Okay, well, don't worry about me.
No, you're not gonna sit around and watch me work. Are you kidding? I promised you a great weekend, and I'm gonna give you a great weekend.
Next Godwink comes in the form of a taxi breaking down. This connects Paula to Jerry, who happens to be driving to the same location that she is heading to.
Gary, you know, she just headed into Edgartown. Would you mind giving her a lift?
Oh, no, I couldn't.
I'm headed that way anyway.
Notice that this is the only taxi at the airport. My guess is that the other cars are Uber drivers, which means that this taxi driver is competing for his fares to stay afloat. So, because God wants our main characters to meet, this cab driver has to sit on the side of the road and wonder why his cab is broken. Our next Godwink comes from a fog that cancels all flights leaving Nantucket, allowing more time for Paula and Jerry to get to know each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to severe fog conditions in Nantucket, all flights have been canceled. Please see agent for rebooking tomorrow.
Fog?
This reminds me of the time when my flight to Kelowna was canceled due to a snowstorm. Because of the cancellation, I missed out on 2 corporate comedy gigs and therefore missed out on a paycheck of $1,500. That December, I not only struggled hard to be able to afford presents for the ones I loved, but also getting food on my table. But knowing that it might have been God playing matchmaker with a couple of financially sound white people, I totally get it. The next day, God winks again while Paula is shopping.
I don't know. It just won't start. Start fine earlier. Maybe it's a boost or something. What do you think?
This chance meeting, God's wink, causes Jerry to stop helping the taxi driver fix his taxi, aka his source of income, while Jerry goes gallivanting with the lady. Boy, when it comes to this taxi driver, perhaps God winked a little too hard. And we get another God wink when Paula notices a picture in Jerry's office. Which causes her to buy another picture from the same artist to give to Jerry for Christmas. Yep, nothing I like more when I find a thoughtful gift for a loved one than to have God swoop in and take credit for the proof that I listen and that I care. Now, those are the main God winks identified through the sound effects. However, I believe that they missed a few. For instance, the moment when the lawyer realizes that Paula is not wearing their engagement ring.
That's a keeper.
You're not wearing your engagement ring.
And when the lawyer sets a timer for his impromptu coffee break with Paula.
The office really can't live without you, can they?
That was me.
You set an alarm?
You see, Paula is insulted that he would set a timer for his coffee break, even though he probably sets one every coffee break with or without her. But this lawyer made time out of his busy schedule to accommodate Paula when she surprise visits him.
You really should check your phone more often.
Well, if I checked my phone, then I'd know you were canceling, then I would never come here, and then I'd never get a chance to see you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, unlike Aunt Jane, who last minute cancels on Paula after they arranged a visit.
It's a little bit of bad news, though, with the good.
So why does God support Aunt Jane's self-centered move over this lawyer's attempt at being professional? Well, I guess God hates lawyers. In the end, A God Wink Christmas is a morally stunted, disgusting film about self-absorbed asshole who happens to believe that God loves them more than others. If you don't believe me, try watching this with a terminally ill child who may have a few questions when the movie ends. A Christmas Visitor. If you like God winks, this is the movie that did it right. A Christmas Visitor begins unlike any other Hallmark Christmas films, starting off from sad and progressively getting sadder as the film continues. We start off with George, a grieving father who is still blaming himself after the death of his son, 11 years after he was killed in the Gulf War. We then meet his daughter Jean, who's being retested for cancer in her early 20s and has already mentally given up on her future. And we meet Carol, a mother whose loss of faith and desperate need for answers keeps the family's morale down. For the past 11 years, the family has stopped celebrating Christmas, as they were informed of John's death on Christmas Eve. So this year, even though it may bring back some painful memories of John, they have decided to attempt and try to celebrate Christmas once again, hoping to get them out of their emotional slump. Now, if we were to insert a God wink into this story, it might be here. When God nearly kills George in a car accident. The accident introduces him to Matthew, a passing soldier who George invites to stay with him on Christmas Eve. Before they get into the house, George asks Matthew for a specific favor.
Hey, would you do me a favor?
What do you need?
My wife and my daughter, could you tell them that you ran into John over there, that you knew him, if they ask?
In doing so, he offers Matthew a few small details about John to pass on to the two ladies. And as Matthew's presence starts leading into some tiny miracles, when he starts talking about John, George notices that Matthew knows details that he was not informed about.
Oh, I remember this other story. He had this scar on the back of his neck, and I asked him about it because I thought he got hit, you know.
Oh, I remember.
It was funny because it never tanned.
Oh!
How did you know about the scars on the back of his neck? I mean, in the truck you told me you never met him. Who are you? What kind of game are you playing here?
A Christmas Visitor is about a family in dire need of a quote-unquote Christmas miracle. The whole cast delivers some exceptional performances in a story that some may find predictable, but will not be able to deny the emotionally satisfying ending. And there you have it. Let us know in the comments section if there's any Hallmark Christmas movies you'd wish for us to tackle. In the meantime, for more information about the Movie Jerks, you can go to www.themoviejerks.ca.